Alright, hello everybody, this is Zax99. If you guys have ever enjoyed one of those old 2D snake games, where you're trying to eat apples or eat little pellets on the screen and not crash into the wall or crash into yourself or whatever, and see how high of a score you can get, then you'll probably like Mrs. Snake. This is my first play on launch day, and I gotta say, this is the first 3D snake game that I've played that I think I like. I've played a few of these 3D snake games and I've never really liked one. But this game, called Mrs. Snake, is developed and published by Create Our Freedom. It is their only game on Steam as of date, so this is their first published title on Steam. And it comes in at a price tag of only $1.99. So this game also allows you to play up to 8 local players. Definitely allows you to play 2 local players. It does not have any kind of online multiplayer, sadly, but it also offers full controller support. So we're going to take a look at this game and give you my score on launch day and tell you if I recommend this game right after this. Alright, welcome back everybody. When you launch the game, this is the screen you will see. I like the fact that it shows you your high score up at the top. I believe this is only a local high score kind of game though. It doesn't upload your scores to Steam. I'm pretty sure that's correct. The developers can let me know, or somebody can let me know if that's different, or I'll comment down below if I find out differently. Anyway, Mrs. Snake here, you have options here. You can move through these options with either WASD or the arrow keys. And if you go down to options here, hit enter, you see you have the options to change your full screen, your resolution you can change, and you can change to 1600 by 900. You can even put it at 1280 by 1024 for those old school square monitors that aren't widescreen, which is a nice feature there to have. And then you can also come back up to 1920 by 1080, or all the way down to 640 by 480. So a lot of different options there for you to choose from, depending on your monitor size. I'm going to go ahead and go 1920 by 1080. And go back, make sure I go back to full screen on here. And then your music and sound effects volumes by default are 100%. You can see I've turned those way down, and it's still pretty loud, as you can tell. You can turn these way down. In fact, if I was the developers, I would probably change these defaults to something like what I have here, 20 and 20 or something like that, because 100 is screaming loud. So you'll probably want to turn these volumes down, and then you can turn shadows off or on, I guess to help if your performance, if you're kind of lagging or whatever on maybe an old laptop or something. But I think most people should be able to play this game just fine. It does seem to run pretty smoothly. So let's go ahead and hit escape, guys, and go back, show you the credits real quick. It's kind of interesting here that it doesn't show who actually developed the game, but it shows you 8 or 9 people there that helped create the sound effects. A lot of people making the sound effects, which kind of surprised me there. But okay, go ahead and back out of that. And then you have your exit function right here. Keep in mind, this is the only place where you can exit the game, at least right now. Let's go ahead and play and show you what happens when you play the game. Alright guys, when you hit that, you don't see anything. And at first I was like, what the heck? But keep in mind, you haven't added anybody to play yet. Now, the Steam page for this game says that up to 8 people can play this game local multiplayer. Again, keep in mind, guys, this is not online multiplayer, so you can't play with your Steam friends over the internet. It's only local multiplayer. But I guess if you huddled 8 people around your computer monitor or whatever, and plugged in a whole bunch of controllers to your computer, up to 8 people could play. The reason I say you'd have to have a lot of controllers is because only 2 people can use your keyboard, as you see. So people can add themselves by a gamepad at the bottom of the screen. Single player, you can play with a gamepad. If you're playing single player, absolutely, just plug in a gamepad, hit A. If you're wanting to play with a keyboard, which is like what I want to do, you have to add yourself with either the keyboard option for 1 or 2 there. So I think most people that play this game, local multiplayer, are only going to be playing with 2 people, and I think most situations you're going to have both people pressing keys on the keyboard. There's a little gripe here with the way the game was designed, in the fact that keyboard 1 players play with the arrow keys and keyboard 2 players play with WASD. I think the developer needs to swap those out. So the developer, high recommendation that you swap those out, because what happens is, let's say keyboard 1, I hit return, right? I add myself, well, I'm over on the left, and now if you look there in the letters of the white letters to the right of my little screen there, it says I move my snake with the arrow keys. So now I'm moving the arrow keys. I'm on the right side of my keyboard looking at the left side of my screen, and if my son comes up to play, he adds himself with what's called keyboard 2. He presses Z, and now he's using WASD, but he's looking again across the monitor diagonally. I think they could make the game a lot less confusing by simply swapping out the keyboard 1 and 2 control keys. So big suggestion for the developer there. Now, another problem that I have with the game is that if 2 people play the game, you kind of see a spectate camera where you see the black screen right now. You see a big area of the screen showing kind of an overall spectate camera from, just one angle. And 2 people are having to look at a very small viewport to see what's going on. Where you see your snake, that's what you're looking at. And most of the screen is just a spectate camera, which is very hard to control yourself trying to look at that. So I wish they would add the ability. Maybe they already have it. I just haven't found it yet because I haven't played 2-player that much yet. I only played for a couple of minutes with my son. Maybe there is a way to turn on like a split screen. There probably is. I don't know. So let's go ahead and back. Let's say my son decides he has to go to school. Dad, I don't have time to play or whatever. He just needs to remove himself from play. And if you look there at the white options, remove from play is X. And now here I want to play solo, but I'm using the arrow keys. Well, I don't want to use the arrow keys. I want to use my WASD keys. So I just need to go ahead and remove myself from play with, you see, the return, or the backspace key, sorry. Backspace, remove from play. Now I need to hit the Z key. And if you hit the Z key, you'll be able to use WASD. If you want to use the arrow keys and you're playing solo, then use return, as you see down on the bottom right. But anyway, WASD players, hit the Z key. Remember that, and you'll be fine. So now if you look to the right of my little red snake there, WASD is going to move my snake. Z is to toggle me into ready mode. That's going to launch your game. If you're not ready to launch, don't hit that yet. X if I want to remove myself from play. Z if I want to add myself back, real easy. And then if I want to go to the other options and change like my color or my field of view or whatever, you just need to hit the C key. It's different for if you're using the other keys, like keyboard 1. I think you have to hit, I don't remember. You have to hit some other key. So anyway, color. Let's go ahead and use the WASD keys to change the color of my snake. I want to be blue. Let's say I also want to change my field of view and go out a little bit. You can do that. The thing about these settings here is they don't save when you exit the game. You have to reset these every time you launch the game. A nice thing would be if the developer had these save on your local computer, so you don't have to reset these over and over again, especially if you prefer field of view of 70 and you have these set to what you want. So by default, your X inversion is off, your Y inversion is on. I'm going to go ahead and turn those both off and see how this works. And then I'm going to get out of this menu by hitting C again, and then I'm going to ready up by hitting the Z key, and the game will launch me. So this is what I'm talking about. I'm playing single player, and I have to look up at the very small viewport at the top left to kind of see what I'm doing. Because if I'm trying to watch the main screen here, it's going to be nearly impossible to see what the hell I'm doing. So I think this is going to be a big complaint. And I haven't seen anywhere where it tells you, hey, you can swap the cameras or go to the big screen by simply hitting the C key. So I'm going to go ahead and ready up again. If you hit C key while you're controlling WASD, you have to actually be playing the game though. So I wait till I launch, and then I hit the C key, and now you see I can actually see what's going on. If you're using the arrow keys to play, like single player mode, the functionality is with the plus key, just so you know. So if you're playing with WASD, it's the C key to change. And I think I need to change this back. Let's go ahead and die here. Yeah, I think the developers had that right by having the Y axis inverted. I think that would be easier. So let's go ahead and go back to our menu. Let's go ahead and re-invert that. Y. X, I think, is better off, at least for me. All right, let's do this, guys. We're all ready now with our inversion set correctly. It was the actual default settings the developer had. Let's see what we can do here. Try to stay in bounds here. Try to keep eating. See how long I can get. I can see my tail there. Pretty cool. I'm getting a little bit of lag here, guys. I haven't seen that yet. And it might just be because I'm recording with OBS. I'm not sure. But that makes me a little bit concerned that if you were playing with like 4 people on your local computer, much less 8, yeah, that you might be lagging a little bit trying to do that. I have a pretty beefy computer, a pretty good gaming computer, and it seems a little bit weird that I'm lagging. Maybe turning the shadows off would help. I'm not sure. We'll try it next game. But I mean, this is a fun little game. I like it. I'm not getting dizzy or anything trying to play. I think it's kind of cool to see yourself all knotted and twisted around as you play and try to get these food pellets or oranges or whatever they are. No! You can't turn very sharp. Oh, I ran into my tail, but I didn't crash immediately. 96. I think this is a fun game, guys, especially if you like these old snake kind of games. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Let's go back to the main menu. Let's get... I have to remove myself from play. One little gripe here is you can't exit the game from here. You actually have to remove everybody from play. So I would have to remove myself from play with X and then hit escape. Then come down to the options and let's turn the shadows off here and see if that doesn't help my performance. Hit Z here. And see what I mean? Now, I still, even though I haven't exited the game at all, just because I went back to the main menu, I have to redo my field of view and if I wanted to change my color. So I think that should save on your local computer so you don't have to do that. Let's go ahead and be Cayenne here. That's cool. And ready up. I gotta eat. I gotta eat. I like the music. The music is pretty cool. The sounds are pretty simple, though, besides the music. I'm kind of surprised it took like 8 or 9 people or whatever to make the sounds for this game. It's kind of weird. Kind of surprising. Yeah, I'm still getting that. I'm still a little bit laggy, and it might just be because I'm recording the game. I'm not sure, guys. I mean, it's cool to be able to see your snake like that, though, in 3D. I think that's pretty damn cool. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, I didn't crash. I'm surprised that didn't kill me. Wow. I gotta eat, though. Yeah, I definitely touched my own... I ran into my own body and it didn't kill me. I guess I'm a little bit flexible or something. Maybe that's the idea. As a worm. Usually these snake games, if you run into anything, even for a split second, you're dead. It would make sense, though, that you're a worm and you're a little bit elastic, so maybe you're not going to die, you know, just barely touching yourself. I like that. I think I might have... Oh, no, I'm only at 100. The high score is 120. Guys, I don't think I've set... I haven't ever been this long, so that's got to be a Steam high score. So I was wrong about that. That might be a Steam high score, that 120. Anyway, I just set 160. Whether that's local or a Steam high score, I have no idea. But that is pretty cool, guys. Let's go ahead and grade this game and give it my first impression score. A few little things I would, definitely change if I was the developers, especially that keyboard 1 and 2 down there. Swap those out. Also, make it possible to exit the game right here. Would be my advice to the developers. That's 2 very easy fixes. Second thing I'd like to see, if it's not already in the game, is resizable windows and being able to move the windows around. Well, I guess you don't need to be able to move the windows around. But if you're playing split screen with just 2 people, I would like to see split screen so that, 2 people aren't looking at such small viewports. Maybe that's already in, I don't know. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and ready up here. And let's go ahead and give the game a score here. It also needs to say on that main menu screen that the C button swaps you to this main camera, swaps your view in a single player mode if you're using WASD, and that the plus key swaps it out if you're using the arrow keys. They need to add that somewhere so you can see that, because I had to hunt around and kind of find that myself. But yeah, I think this game's pretty damn cool. The lag issues that I'm getting are a little bit concerning, just because, I am using OBS and recording this right now, but I'm a little bit worried that a simple game like this might bog down some laptops and stuff if it's causing lag for me. I'm not going to take points away from this game for that, because I don't know if that's a me issue or if that's, hey, I knocked off part of my tail, so I didn't die. It looks like I shortened myself there. Ah! That was close. I almost died there. This game's fun, though, guys. I don't think this is a game that people are going to play for hours and hours and hours, but I think it's kind of cool to play a little bit anyway. Value at $2, guys. I don't think you can go too wrong. I think a lot of people that like these old kind of games are probably going to get 2 hours of gameplay over the next 6 months or a year. I don't think that'll be hard to do. I think especially if you're just playing multiplayer and playing with somebody else, I think you could sit here and play for 30 or 45 minutes and have quite a little blast with this. So the value, guys, is pretty good on this game, I feel like. I'm going to go ahead and give this game, out of 40 points, 42 possible points, I think the value's here. I'm going to give this game a 36 out of 40 for value. Next criteria that I grade every game on, my first impressions when I look at a game, is fun. How much fun is the game? This is really a subjective part of my scoring. It's going to depend on who you ask. If you guys watch my channel at all, watch my videos, you guys know that I tend to like these old school retro kind of games. And here we have the old school game. You can't get any more classic than old school Snake. It's been made 3D, and of course I'm going to like this, especially when it's kind of casual and easy to control, and doesn't require, a ton of keys or focus or anything like that. So, fun for me on this game. I think it's going to be more fun if you're playing multiplayer than playing by yourself. But I'm going to go ahead and give this game, I think it's pretty fun, guys. I'm going to give it a 24. 24 out of 30 points. My next criteria, guys, is controls and bugs. How well does the game control, and what kind of bugs do you have? I don't really see a whole lot of bugs or, control problem. I think you have the ability to use WASD, you have the ability to use a controller, or 2 people can play on the keyboard, and not really any bugs that I can see unless lag is an issue for most people. But I'm going to go ahead and give these guys, I think it's a little bit weird that you have to back all the way out to the main screen to exit the game. The keyboard 1 and 2 being swapped out is something that needs done. I'm going to go ahead and just take away 2 points just for the simple little things that I could be easily, they could be easily fixed by the developers here. 18 out of 20 points there. And then the last criteria is graphics and sound. I like the music of the game. The graphics are definitely a lot better in this than most Snake games. So for a Snake game, I think the graphics are pretty damn good. I'm going to give the developer an 8 out of 10 here on graphics and sound. Not because I think this game has amazing graphics that beat out Skyrim or Dead by Daylight or, PUBG or anything like that. But for this type of a game, I think the graphics are very impressive. I've never seen a Snake game look quite this good. So I think it's very deserving of that 8 out of 10. So if you add that all up, guys, I set a 36 for value. I set a 24 for fun. I set an 18 for controls and bugs. And I set an 8 for graphics and sound. You add that all up, guys, you wind up with an 86% for Mrs. Snake. I like this game, guys. It is definitely a recommend, not a must buy, but at 86%, you can do a lot worse on Steam for just $2. For the price tag is only $2. I think most people are going to be really happy with the game they get for the price. This is ZaxCoin. Be sure you comment down below. Let me know if you agree with me. And if this video inspired you to go buy this game, definitely let me know as well in the comments down below. Be sure you rate my video, everybody. This has been ZaxCoin. Take care.